Never saddle a dead horse. I'm so far behind where I wanted to be on this project, which is to suspend one of my sculptures from the ceiling, which is what I've always wanted to do. And I didn't want to use chains. I've done that before, but chains can be kind of bulky. What I wanted to use was cable, but I didn't want to use cable clamps or those U-bolt, the U-shaped cable clamps that we're mostly familiar with, the ones that I see most of the time. I wanted to use ferrules, which I've never actually used. And I'm not going to say I'm intimidated. I've never had my hands on the crimping set to crimp cable together instead of these. They're a lot sleeker. I think that's what museums, like actual galleries, use. And this is part of why I'm such a proponent of getting people in and just making them touch things. Physically grab the fire extinguisher off the wall, pull the pin, and put out a little fire with it. Don't just explain it. Don't just hand them the fire extinguisher. Teach them how to rip it off the wall. Teach them how to hook up a cylinder, walk them through it, make people do things with their hands, because sometimes I get mental blocks. Anyway, I got this kit on the internet, and it's supposed to have all the things I need to suspend something with some cable. Here it is. 16th inch wire and the thimbles and the sleeves, the ferrules, and a crimping tool. It's 16th inch wire. I think it holds about just under 300 pounds, and you get 200 of these little sleeves. You get the crimpers that I didn't look closely. I presume you can use them for different sizes. Yeah, I need a decimal conversion chart. There's like 300 feet of it on here. Oh, what I meant about not saddling a dead horse, it's a saying for when you put one of these types of bolt on a cable, is that whenever you're making a loop, you know, you're going to be attaching this to this, so that you've got a loop to hang from. And that's what I'm going to be doing with my sculpture. I'll be making a hangy part and then another loop that'll actually attach to the sculpture. So when you're using a clamp to put cable together like this, you have kind of a working end and then you have a dead end. This one holds the load. This is the dead end, and you don't want to crush this, which is what happens if you tighten this saddle down too much. So first I'll do it incorrectly. I'm going to saddle the dead end. It's so squirrely, I can't even hold it to show it. Like I say, this clamp is a bit big for this cable, but you see how you slide that saddle on and then you tighten the nuts down, but it's on the dead end, and you don't want to saddle a dead horse because this can crush the wire. You can kind of like see it fraying apart. So if you were to use one of these styles, you put the saddle on this end. But I don't want to use that. I want to use these cool ferrules and thimbles. Okay, rad. In one side and out the other. How do I know which side to use? Did I use the right one? What if I use the in hole for the out? What if I use the out hole for the in? All right. Oh, see, look how nice that is. And so the cable keeps its strength, keeps its shape, offers wear resistance. Stick this guy in there. Tighten it up. Now we just have to crimp this, pinch it real tight. That's what these are for. 0.062 I'm using 16th inch wire, and so the ferrule should accommodate that. I'll give it a shot. The way you crimp it is not to stick it in the jaws horizontally like this. Notice how each one of those holes has a measurement. Use that. So when you put the ferrule in, that would span 2 holes. That doesn't make any sense. You tip it upright so that you're only using 1 hole, the right size that you need. Is that all I gotta do? That's all I've gotta do. I do the other end so it looks nicer. That's it. That's all I was worried about. Look at me. Look at me. I want to test it. It's gonna hurt so bad if I messed up. No cracks about my weight. Huh? Check it out. Yep. If that holds me, that will hold this little bat. It was made a long time ago, and this is the step that's been in my way. That's been the the block. I gotta get this home. I gotta get this to the person. And I'm gonna do so with a cool hanging. I'm not quite sure how I gotta hang it from two, how do you do that? I'm gonna have to get creative because I want to hang it from two lugs, two little eye hooks or something. Whoa, it's way off on the center of gravity. This is where that second one comes in. We're gonna give them a traditional yard. That's how they used to measure fabric, from your nose to your fingertips. It was a yard of fabric. Oh, 39. I'm a 3-inch heavy yard. Am I not supposed to cut it with this? I'll bet there's a cutter on this, isn't there? I'll just bet you. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make a short length the other side of the bat. The stabilizer one. I understand the amount of tail that you want to leave out beyond these ferrules is just enough to show that you've got the whole thing. If you have it pinched way back here and it's like frayed and sticking out, you can't tell that it's holding on to the entire diameter of the cable. So, I don't know, that might be excessive, but you want the dead horse end stuck out enough so that you can see that it's actually crimping every wire in there. Now see, here's the thing, I want to crimp this onto this one so that it holds like this, but do I make them the same length so he's flat? Do I make this one longer so that he's flying up? Or do I make this back one shorter? Let's see how it looks. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to figure out what length, where should this go? That to me looks kind of funny. That looks nice, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I just might send this to the customer. Are we going the right direction? How long do you want it? To be continued, I guess. Yeah, crimping wire is super easy and super fun, and it has so many applications. You could make your own fence with this, just by weaving it, crimping and weaving. Totally gonna spool off. This little setup I got, I think it was 30 bucks on the Zon. Now excuse me while I go make a bunch more stuff to hang from the ceiling.